Hello everyone and welcome back to another XL Destiny video. Now I am here today finally giving my beta impressions from the Destiny 2 beta that was on PS4 and Xbox One. Now we did get news in the Bungie weekly update of the dates for the PC beta, and I will be participating in that. So yeah, I'll have another beta impressions video up specifically for PC gameplay when that does come out. And I know that I haven't posted any like fun gameplay videos, which I primarily like to do, but since the D2 beta was out, I just wanted to play as much of it as possible and yeah, just play it for myself instead of sitting down and making videos and stuff, because at the end of the day, I like playing Destiny. I don't just like making videos. Making videos is something that I do when I'm bored on the game or I don't have any friends on that I want to play with. I just sit down and make a video for you guys. But yeah, so this video is going to be as unscripted as possible. I haven't written down anything, and the reason behind that is I think that if the things that don't stand out the most, if they don't pop into my head like now while I'm making this live, then they aren't as important as things that do. So what I mean is something like ability cooldowns isn't as, like, it is as important as, say, gunplay, because those are things that are popping into my head right now, whereas there's probably loads of other stuff that isn't as important because it's not in my head, it's not coming to mind when I'm thinking what is the major issues here with Destiny 2 or what are the fun things. So let's get into this. Now I did mention their ability cooldowns, so we're going to start with that. They're slow. Yes, they're really slow, and it hinders PvE greatly. Supers are different than abilities. They're very slow, but with grenades and melees, I think they need to be up a little bit more. Supers, on the other hand, they are way too slow for PvE and PvP. Now, I am one of the people that think that Bungie has tried to tailor everything towards PvP, and they haven't really been thinking too much about how what their sandbox changes to PvP are doing to PvE. So yeah, my kind of thoughts behind the super thing is that everyone shouldn't be getting their super in that last 30 seconds of the game. Even if you're going amazingly well, you're not going to get it until that last 30 seconds. Someone that's playing terrible, they're still probably going to get it around that last 30 seconds, but that means that that last portion of the match is just a mayhem rush of supers and abilities, and it's just not fun. Like, before in Destiny 1, I used to have my super and you'd have all that time waiting around for the perfect moment. Now in Destiny 2, you're just forced to use it straight away because the game's going to end as soon as you get it, so you might as well use it as soon as you get it. Back in D1, like I said, I'd have the super sitting there for like a good minute or so before I popped it, because the right opportunity just hadn't come around yet. Whereas a lot of people I see are just wasting their supers when they finally get it, like they're only getting 1 kill where they should be getting like 2 or 3, and it's just not fun gameplay. And abilities too, like I said, they're slow, and it's just not that fun. They want it to be a straight up primary meta, I think, but grenades really help, and so do melee abilities. And you're not getting them for ages and ages and ages, and maybe it'll change once we get, you know, items and stuff that will reduce cooldowns, but at that moment in gameplay it just wasn't that fun. It felt really slow, but yeah, it really does hinder PvE, because in an open sandbox like that where you're not playing against other players and stuff, you should be getting your supers and stuff so often. It should be its time to shine and really show what a super can do, is when you have like 600 enemies in front of you and you just want to mow them down with your sentinel shield or with your golden gun or running around with your arc strider. Like, it just, that should be there, and it's not. But I think they should separately balance. I don't know how hard that is from a like game creation standpoint, but I really think that that is what Bungie should be looking at in this current state of the game. Now, one thing I would like to point out as well, I should have pointed this out at the start of the video, that the build that we were playing in the beta is months old, and most of the stuff has already changed. So like the power power ammo, I can't even speak, economy in PvE, that has already changed. Bungie's already said that they have changed that, so I'm not going to really touch on that in this video at all because it's irrelevant, because it's already been changed. Other things to pop into mind straight away are, well, at least for me, is that the fear of not having that grind there, like to grind for weapons and stuff, it is actually there for me. It might not have been there for you guys, but there's this one weapon in the beta called the Nightshade. You get it by default as the Titan and the Warlock. You don't get it as the Hunter, and it was the most overpowered pulse rifle or gun in general in the beta in PvP, and it was so dominant. And you didn't get it as the Hunter, so I had to grind the RNG to get it, and I never end up like getting it. And I always see like these hunters using the Nightshade, and I'm just thinking, how did you get that? It's impossible for me to get. So that was my grind point. That's what I was trying to get, so I played and I played and I played and I played, and it kept me playing. And it was my goal. So the grind to get the weapons is still there. So I think if there's a decent amount of weapons versus like weapon variety in perks and stuff like that, then I think the incentive to grind is still there in the game, just as long as we have those weapons. Another thing that pops into mind is the aim assist of weapons. Now, I'm not sure if anyone else felt this. I did hear some other people say this as well. Miss 5000 Watts comes into mind. I think Dado said it as well. That the weapons don't feel as like sticky. By what that I mean is, like, when you go to aim on someone, it doesn't feel like you're aiming directly on them sometimes. Like, some shots aren't hitting when they feel like they should be. Like, when you're playing Destiny 1, you shoot at that point and you know it's going to hit unless you get that ghost bullet from the hand cannons from back in the day. But like, when I was shooting people with like the hand cannons in D2, some shots were missing and I felt like they should have been hitting, but that could have just been me with bad aim, who knows. But yeah, that's something that I think should really be fixed. Another thing is the what's it called? The flinch. That's what it's called. The flinch on snipers. That should not be there at all if it's going to be in a power weapon slot. Like, you shouldn't be flinching all over the place when you get the power ammo. If you're gonna put it in the energy shot, the energy slot, then I think that it should have a bit of flinch. But if it's going in the power ammo slot, no way. Especially when that fusion rifle's walking around at how godly it was. Definitely should not have as much flinch as it did. I think it should be at like year 1 vanilla Destiny 1 flinch levels, which was very minute. But yeah, the flinch shouldn't be there. Now, I've been talking mostly about PvP, where I should be talking about PvE, because that's where my main focus is most of the time. Unless I'm just having a fun game of Crucible with my friends. But let's see, what is going on with PvE? Besides the supers and the ability cooldowns, most of it felt pretty good to me. Didn't get to use sparrows, so I don't know what that's like flying around. The exploration was there. The first thing me and my friends did, we jumped into Inverted Spire before we hit Crucible, and we're like, we're gonna go explore Nessus, like the area that we have, and see what it's like. And everyone found the Lost Sector. I got a video up on that, there'll be a link in the description. And yeah, there's like, as soon as you spawn in, there's stuff going straight onto the right hand side. There's stuff like fighting. You got Fallen there, you got Cabal, and then there's Vex, and everything's going on. It looked beautiful. I don't really have any gripes with PvE, especially after that IGN first video that they had about all the flashpoints and side quests and adventures. I am so keen for Lost Sectors and adventures, like, you have no clue. I'm so excited for there to be like a dungeon activity in Destiny. But overall, the gunplay felt really good, except for that aim assist problem. Like, Destiny and Bungie in general have just always gotten guns right. Like the BR back in Halo, it was so good. The DMR, so many good weapons in Halo. And in Destiny 2, that continues. Like, we're getting some good weapons. And we didn't even get to touch that many. Like, the exotics, they felt good, but they felt a little underpowered at the same time. That Sweet Business was amazing though, especially with the Titan shield. That became really overpowered with the auto reload mechanic. Risk Runner felt a bit low, and so did Sunshot. They were still fun to use, but they just didn't feel very exotic to me. Like, I was using the other hand cannons over Sunshot in PvP, and yeah. But other than that, the gunplay was really good. The sniper felt really good, besides the flinch. The shotgun felt really good. It felt like a power ammo weapon. The grenade launcher, I'm not really going to use that at all, considering that a rocket launcher can do the exact same, and better. Like, the damage and the way that it shoots out of a grenade launcher, it doesn't feel right. Fusion rifle was godly, as I said, felt amazing, and I think that's mainly due to the time to kill, because you have the time to charge up the weapon and just annihilate someone with it, because the time to kill is longer. And I think that's a good thing. Does change the balancing and stuff a little bit around, and makes it feel a lot different than Destiny 1, but yeah, I think it's a good thing. The time to kill, a lot of people are saying that it's bad. I like it being a bit longer, but that's coming from my Halo roots. Yeah, that's about it, I think, for my impressions of the beta. I really enjoyed it. Abilities and stuff need to be fixed. Power ammo stuff's already been fixed, so I didn't really have to mention that. But yeah, that's about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Anything that needs to be changed, anything I didn't touch on. Yeah, put it down there, let me know. I really want to know what you guys thought. If you were going to play the PC beta, because I definitely am. I'm really excited for it. But yeah, so I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, leave a like and a favorite. It does really help me out. And I'll catch all you Guardians in the next video. Bye.